Valerie Wynn stood alone in her penthouse on Christmas Eve, staring at a table set for 12. Expensive china, fresh flowers, catered food growing cold. Her family had all canceled. Sorry, something came up. Maybe next year. Too busy with the kids. One by one, they'd chosen other plans. At 32, CEO of a billion-dollar tech company, Valerie had everything, except anyone who actually wanted to spend Christmas with her. She was about to blow out the candles when her doorbell rang. Noah Carter, the single dad from her building, stood there with his 6-year-old daughter. Nobody should be alone on Christmas. We're here for you. Before we begin, let me know where in the world you're watching this from. Now let's start. Valerie Wynn had planned this Christmas for 2 months. Invited her parents, her siblings, her cousins, sent elegant invitations, hired caterers, decorated the penthouse with perfect seasonal taste. She wanted to prove something. That success hadn't isolated her. That family still mattered. That she could host a perfect Christmas. The first cancellation came Tuesday. Her brother, emergency at work, so sorry. Then her sister, kids are sick, can't risk it. Her parents, your father's back is acting up, maybe next time. One by one, excuses piled up. By Christmas Eve morning, everyone had canceled. Valerie stood in her penthouse looking at the table set for 12. Crystal glasses catching the light, china plates gleaming, centerpiece of white roses and evergreen. All for nobody. She could have canceled the caterers, could have sent everything back, but that felt like admitting defeat. So she let them deliver the food, set up the buffet, light the candles. At 6 p.m., when everyone was supposed to arrive, Valerie sat alone, poured herself wine, stared at her phone. No messages, no apologies, just silence. She thought about her year, built her company from $10 million to $1 billion in valuation, closed 3 major deals, hired 200 employees, expanded to 5 cities. Success by every measure. But sitting at this empty table, she felt like a failure. What was the point of building an empire if you had nobody to share it with? Her phone buzzed. Her assistant, "Merry Christmas, Valerie. Hope you're having a wonderful time with family." Valerie didn't respond. Couldn't bring herself to lie. She walked to the window, looked out at the city. Lights twinkling in every building. Families gathered, kids opening presents, people together. Everyone except her. The wine made her feel worse, more aware of the emptiness. She decided to blow out the candles, pack up the food, pretend this never happened. As she leaned over the table, ready to extinguish the first candle, the doorbell rang. Valerie froze. Had someone actually come? She walked to the door, hope and dread mixing. Opened it. Noah Carter stood there, single dad from apartment 4B. They'd met exactly twice. Once in the elevator when his daughter Ruby had been crying about a lost toy. Once in the lobby when he'd helped Valerie carry groceries after her assistant canceled on her. Brief exchanges, polite smiles. Nothing that would explain why he was at her door on Christmas Eve. "Mr. Carter?" "Noah, please." He held up a container. "My daughter and I made cookies. We were delivering them to neighbors and, well, I saw your catering delivery earlier. Thought you might have company. I was supposed to. Nobody came." Ruby peeked out from behind her father. "Nobody came to your party?" The innocent heartbreak in the little girl's voice made Valerie's throat tight. "No, sweetheart, nobody came." "That's sad. Daddy, we should stay." "Ruby, Miss Wynn probably wants to be alone." "Please don't call me Ms. Wynn. It's Valerie." "Valerie," Noah corrected. "We don't want to intrude." "You're not intruding. Honestly, you'd be saving me from a very depressing evening alone with 12 servings of beef Wellington." Ruby's eyes went wide. "What's beef Wellington?" "It's fancy food. Want to try some?" "Can we, Daddy, please?" Noah looked at Valerie, concerned. "Are you sure we don't want to impose?" "I'm sure. Please, come in." They stepped inside, Ruby immediately running to the Christmas tree. "Your tree is so pretty." "Thank you. I hired a decorator. We decorated ours ourselves. It has macaroni ornaments." "That sounds much better than mine." Noah smiled apologetically. "She's 6, very enthusiastic about everything." "Don't apologize. She's wonderful." They sat at the enormous table. Valerie served food, feeling ridiculous about the excess. 12 types of appetizers for 3 people. 3 entree, 5 sides, 4 desserts. "This is amazing," Noah said after his first bite. "You really went all out." "I wanted to impress my family. Clearly didn't work." "It weren't their loss." "Is it? Maybe I'm just not worth making time for." "Valerie, don't say that." "It's true, though. I've been so focused on building my company that I forgot to build relationships. Now I have money and success, and nobody who actually wants to spend time with me." Ruby, oblivious to the heavy conversation, was examining the centerpiece. "Can I smell the flowers?" "Of course." As Ruby buried her face in roses, Noah said quietly, I understand what you're feeling. After my wife left, I thought nobody would want to be around a struggling single dad. Turned out I was wrong. The right people stick around. The wrong ones leave. It's not about your worth. Your wife left. When Ruby was 2, decided motherhood wasn't for her. Just left one day. I've been raising Ruby alone since then. I'm sorry. Don't be. We're better off. Ruby's happy, healthy, loved. That's what matters. Valerie looked at Ruby, who was now making faces at her reflection in a wine glass. She's lucky to have you. I'm lucky to have her. She's my whole world. They ate dinner, talked about everything except loneliness. Ruby told elaborate stories about her kindergarten class. Noah described his work as a freelance graphic designer. Valerie found herself laughing for the first time in weeks. Real laughter, not the polite professional kind. After dinner, Ruby insisted on decorating cookies. Valerie's pristine kitchen became chaotic with frosting and sprinkles. This is not how I planned tonight to go, Valerie said, watching Ruby create a cookie monster covered in far too much icing. Better or worse? Noah asked. Honestly, better. So much better. At 9 p.m., Ruby was falling asleep in her chair. We should go, Noah said. Get this one to bed. Thank you for coming. You saved my Christmas. You saved ours. Ruby was sad that we didn't have anywhere to go. Now she thinks we went to a fancy party. You did. The fanciest party with only 3 guests. At the door, Noah hesitated. Valerie, if you ever want company, we're just downstairs. Door's always open. I might take you up on that. I hope you do. After they left, Valerie looked at her apartment. Cookie crumbs on the counter, wrapping paper on the floor, Ruby's drawing on the fridge. Messy, imperfect, real? Better than any pristine party she'd planned. For the first time in years, Christmas didn't feel lonely. The day after Christmas, Valerie found an envelope under her door. Inside, a crayon drawing. Ruby had drawn 3 people at a table. Thank you for the best Christmas, written in a child's shaky handwriting. Valerie put it on her fridge next to the other drawing Ruby had left. That afternoon, she knocked on apartment 4B. Noah answered, surprised. Valerie, I have leftover catering food, enough to feed 12 people for a week. Want some? You don't have to. I want to. Besides, Ruby told me she liked the beef Wellington. There's plenty left. Noah invited her in. Their apartment was a stark contrast to hers. Small, cluttered, lived in, toys everywhere, drawings taped to walls, a well-loved couch covered in blankets. Sorry about the mess. I haven't had time to clean. Don't apologize. This is nice. It feels like a home. Your place doesn't feel like home? My place feels like a museum. Beautiful but empty. Ruby ran out from her room. Valerie, did you bring cookies? Better, I brought dinner. Yay! They ate together again. This time in Noah's tiny kitchen, sitting at a table that wobbled. Somehow it felt more comfortable than her pristine penthouse. Can I ask you something? Noah said while Ruby played. Sure. What do you do? I know you live in the penthouse, obviously successful, but I'm CEO of WinTech. We develop cybersecurity software. Noah's eyes widened. Wait, the WinTech? The billion-dollar company? That's the one. I had no idea. Ruby and I thought you were just, regular rich. Valerie laughed. Regular rich. You know what I mean. Like nice car, good job rich. Not running a tech empire rich. Does it matter? No. Just explains the penthouse. They fell into a routine. Valerie would stop by after work. Sometimes with leftover catering, sometimes with groceries, always with an excuse. Noah would cook dinner. Simple meals that tasted better than anything her private chef made. Ruby would show Valerie her drawings, her toys, her endless enthusiasm for life. You're here a lot, Noah observed one evening. Is that a problem? No, just why? Because when I'm here, I don't feel lonely. You're lonely. You're a CEO. You must know hundreds of people. I know their names. That's different from knowing them. Noah understood. Had felt the same way after his wife left. Surrounded by acquaintances, drowning in loneliness. New Year's Eve, Valerie invited them to watch the fireworks from her penthouse. Fancy people party? Ruby asked hopefully. Just us. Is that okay? That's perfect. They watched the city light up at midnight. Ruby asleep between them on the couch. New year, new start, Noah said. What are your resolutions? Same as every year. Be a better dad, get more freelance work, maybe start dating again. You? I don't usually make resolutions. Why not? Because I already accomplished everything I set out to do. Resolutions feel redundant. That's sad. Why? Because it means you're not dreaming, just executing. Where's the hope? The possibility? Valerie thought about that. What should I resolve? Only you can answer that. But if you're asking me, resolve to let people in. You're guarded, Valerie. I see it. You expect people to leave, so you don't fully arrive. People always leave. I'm still here. For now. For as long as you want me here. The words hung between them. Not quite a promise, not quite a declaration. Just possibility. In January, Valerie got sick. Flu that knocked her down completely. She called her assistant to bring medicine. The assistant was on vacation. She called her family. Nobody answered. Desperate, she texted Noah. This is embarrassing, but I need help. I'm sick and have no one to bring medicine. 20 minutes later, Noah was at her door. Medicine, soup, tea, Ruby carrying a stuffed bear. Mr. Whiskers always makes me feel better when I'm sick, Ruby explained, tucking the bear next to Valerie. Thank you, sweetheart. Noah made soup, took her temperature, made her rest. You don't have to do this, Valerie protested weakly. I want to. What are friends for? Pool friends? Yes, we're friends, right? I don't usually have friends. You have at least 2 now. 3 if you count Mr. Whiskers. Over the next 3 days, Noah and Ruby took care of her. Brought meals, kept her company, made sure she rested. Nobody had ever taken care of Valerie like this. Not her parents when she was young. Not boyfriends in college. Not her family now. Why are you doing this? She asked Noah on day 3. Because you needed help. That's what people do. People don't usually help me. Then you've been around the wrong people. When Valerie recovered, she felt different. Something had shifted. She'd let Noah and Ruby into her life. Let them see her vulnerable. And they hadn't left. February brought Valentine's Day. Valerie had always hated the holiday. Reminder of everything she didn't have. But Ruby made her a Valentine. Construction paper heart covered in glitter. You're my friend forever, written inside. Valerie cried in her office bathroom. Happiness and grief mixed together. Happy she'd found these people. Grieving that it had taken so long. That evening, she took Noah and Ruby to dinner. Nice restaurant. Ruby's first fancy meal. This is so grown up, Ruby whispered loudly. You're very grown up, Valerie assured her. After dinner, walking home, Ruby ran ahead. Noah walked beside Valerie. Thank you for tonight. Ruby won't stop talking about it. Thank you for being my friends, for not giving up on me. Why would we give up on you? Because I'm difficult, guarded, complicated. You're human. That's not difficult. It's normal. They reached the building. Ruby was already inside with the doorman. Noah and Valerie stood outside, cold air between them. Valerie, can I tell you something? Of course. These past 2 months getting to know you, it's been really good for both of us. Ruby loves you, and You? I think I'm starting to feel something more than friendship. Valerie's heart raced. Noah, you don't have to say anything. I just needed you to know. No pressure, just honesty. He went inside, leaving Valerie standing in the cold, feeling something she hadn't felt in years. Hope. If you've ever found connection in unexpected places, share your story below. Sometimes strangers become family faster than blood ever did. After Noah's confession, everything changed. Not dramatically, just subtly. The way Noah looked at her lingered longer. The way Valerie's heart jumped when she saw him. The awareness that what had started as friendship was becoming something more. Valerie was terrified. Spent 2 weeks avoiding Noah. Made excuses about work, about travel, about anything. Ruby noticed. Left a drawing under Valerie's door. Are you mad at us? The question broke Valerie's heart. She knocked on their door immediately. Noah answered, surprised. Valerie, I got Ruby's drawing. Can we talk? Ruby's at a play date. Come in. They sat on his well-worn couch. I'm sorry I've been avoiding you, Valerie said. I shouldn't have said what I said. Made things awkward. You didn't make things awkward. I'm making things awkward. Why? Because I don't know how to do this. Relationships, feelings, letting people close. I'm good at business. I'm terrible at everything else. You're not terrible. You're scared. There's a difference. I'm scared, terrified actually. Of what? Of messing this up. Of losing you and Ruby. Of proving that I'm as bad at relationships as my family always said. Noah moved closer. Your family was wrong about you. You're not bad at relationships. You've just been in bad relationships. How do you know? Because you're amazing with Ruby. Patient, kind, present. You show up. That's what relationships are, showing up. I show up for Ruby because she's easy to love. And I'm not? The question hung there. Valerie met his eyes. You're not easy to love because if I love you, I have something to lose. Ruby's a child. She doesn't have a choice about caring for me, but you do. And people always choose to leave. I'm not leaving. You say that now? I mean it. Everyone means it until they don't. Noah took her hand. Valerie, I'm not everyone. I'm me, and I'm choosing you. Not your money, not your success, not your penthouse. You. The woman who ate cookies with my daughter on Christmas, the woman who cried over a construction paper Valentine, the woman who's trying so hard to be perfect that she forgot to be real. What if real isn't enough? It's always enough for the right people. Valerie felt tears threaten. I want to try, with you. I'm just scared I'll fail. Then we'll fail together. But I don't think we will. He kissed her. Soft, tentative, asking permission. Valerie kissed back. Decades of walls crumbling in a single moment. When they pulled apart, both were smiling. That was nice, Valerie said. Just nice? Amazing, terrifying, perfect. Much better. They agreed to take things slow. Date properly. Not rush into anything. Their first official date was at a pizza place Ruby had recommended. Fancy restaurants are boring, Ruby had declared. Antonio's has the best pizza. She was right. The pizza was incredible. Noah and Valerie sat across from each other in a vinyl booth. Completely different from her usual dating venues. Infinitely better. I haven't been to a place like this in years, Valerie admitted. Too casual for a CEO? Too real. I forgot what real felt like. How does it feel? Good, really good. They talked for hours. About Noah's childhood in Iowa. About Valerie's lonely upbringing in boarding schools. About dreams abandoned and dreams still possible. What do you actually want, Valerie? Not what you think you should want. What do you really want? Nobody had ever asked her that. I want to matter, not as a CEO or a success story, just as a person. I want someone to choose me because I'm me. I choose you. You barely know me. I know you cry at kids' drawings. I know you eat cookie dough straight from the bowl. I know you're brilliant and lonely and trying so hard to be strong that you forgot it's okay to be soft. I know enough. Valerie felt something release in her chest. Permission to be imperfect, to be chosen anyway. Their second date was at a museum. Ruby came along as unofficial chaperone. Are you and Daddy boyfriend-girlfriend now? She asked Valerie while Noah was in the bathroom. Maybe. Would that be okay? Only if you promise not to leave. Why would I leave? My mom left. Daddy said she didn't want to be a mommy anymore. Valerie's heart broke. Oh, Ruby, I'm not going anywhere. Promise? I promise. When Noah returned, Ruby announced, Valerie promised not to leave. She's staying forever. Noah looked at Valerie questioningly. Forever is a long time, Valerie said, but I'm not planning on going anywhere. Good, Noah said, taking her hand. Neither are we. But dating wasn't without complications. Valerie's board noticed the change in her. You're distracted, one investor said. Less focused. I'm exactly as focused as I've always been. Your numbers say otherwise. What's going on? My personal life isn't your concern. It is when it affects company performance. My performance is fine. Fine isn't good enough. We need exceptional. Valerie left the meeting furious. Called Noah, almost in tears. They're saying I'm failing because I'm happy. How insane is that? Very insane, also very predictable. What do you mean? People are uncomfortable when you change. They liked you miserable and overworking because it benefited them. Now you have boundaries and they're panicking. I'm the CEO. I shouldn't have to justify having a life. You shouldn't, but you do. Question is, what are you going to do about it? Valerie thought about it, made a decision. The next board meeting, she addressed it directly. I'm dating someone. For those concerned about my focus, let me be clear. I'm happier now than I've been in years. That happiness makes me better at my job, not worse. My numbers are strong, our growth is consistent, and my personal life remains personal. Anyone who has an issue with that can address it directly, instead of whispering behind my back. Silence. Then one board member laughed. About time you stood up for yourself. We were wondering when you'd stop being a doormat. I've never been a doormat. You've been apologizing for existing for years. It's exhausting to watch. Date whoever you want. Just keep making us money. The crude support was oddly validating. But not everyone was supportive. Valerie's family found out she was dating. Her mother called. A single father? Valerie, really? What's wrong with a single father? He's obviously after your money. He doesn't want my money. He has his own life, his own business. A graphic designer? That's barely a career. It's a career he built while raising his daughter alone. That's more impressive than anything I've done. You're being naive. Men like that always have an angle. Men like what? Good fathers? Kind people? Women like you always have criticism. I'm done listening to it. She hung up, felt simultaneously liberated and devastated. Noah found her crying that evening. Why? What happened? My mother called, said you're using me, said I'm naive. Muratcha, what do you think? I think she's bitter and lonely and projects that onto everyone else. But you're still crying. Because part of me wonders if she's right, if I'm being foolish. Noah sat beside her. Valerie, I'm going to tell you something. I'm not rich. I probably never will be. I work hard, provide for Ruby, have enough, but not excess. If you're with me, you're not getting a provider. You're not getting status. You're getting a man who loves you and a daughter who adores you. If that's not enough, then your mother might be right. But if it is enough, then she's wrong. So which is it? Valerie looked at him through tears. It's more than enough. It's everything. Good. Then stop letting her in your head. I'm trying. Try harder. You're Valerie Wynn. You built $1 billion company from nothing. You can definitely tell your mother to fuck off. Valerie laughed through tears. I don't think I've ever heard you swear. Reserved for special occasions. Your mother qualifies. They held each other. Valerie realized something important. Noah wasn't intimidated by her success. Wasn't trying to compete with it or diminish it. Just accepted it as part of who she was. That acceptance felt like love. If you've ever had to choose between people who tear you down and people who build you up, subscribe to Solo Parent Stories for more tales of finding real support. 6 months into their relationship, disaster struck. Noah's ex-wife returned, showed up at his door unannounced. I want to see Ruby, I have rights. Noah was floored. You haven't contacted her in 4 years. You have no rights. I'm her mother. Legally, I do. My lawyer says, your lawyer can say whatever they want. You abandoned your daughter. The legal battle began immediately. Noah's ex wanted partial custody. I've changed, she claimed. I'm ready to be a mother now. You can't just decide to be a mother when it's convenient, Noah argued. But family court didn't see it that way. They ordered evaluations, home visits, mediation. Noah was drowning in legal fees. Valerie offered to help. I can pay for your lawyer. Good lawyers are expensive. No, absolutely not. Noah, don't be stubborn. This is Ruby's future, which is exactly why I need to handle it myself. If I let you pay, it looks like I need you financially. It complicates everything. Your pride is going to cost you custody. My pride is all I have left. I can't let you solve this. They fought. Really fought for the first time. You're being an idiot, Valerie said. I'm being a man who takes care of his own problems. This isn't about being a man. It's about protecting Ruby. You think I don't know that? I'm doing everything I can, except accepting help from someone who loves you. Accepting money isn't love, it's charity. It's not charity when it's family. We're not family, we're dating. The words hit Valerie like a slap. Right, we're just dating, got it. She left. Didn't talk to Noah for 3 days. Ruby called her. Why aren't you visiting anymore? Your dad and I had a disagreement. Are you breaking up? I don't know, sweetheart. Please don't break up. I love you. I love you too. Then fix it. That's what grown-ups do. Ruby hung up and Valerie laughed despite her pain. 6-year-old wisdom was the best kind. She went to Noah's apartment. He looked terrible. Hadn't slept. Stress written across his face. Can we talk? Valerie asked. I'm sorry for what I said. We are family. Let me finish. I'm sorry too. For pushing. But Noah, I need you to understand something. Offering to help isn't about charity or pity. It's about using what I have to protect people I love. You'd do the same if positions were reversed. I would, but Valerie, I can't be the guy who needs rescuing. You're not. You're the guy who's been rescuing himself for 4 years. Accepting help once doesn't erase that. What if people think? Who cares what people think? Do you want to win this case or protect your pride? Both. You can't have both. Choose. Noah sat down heavily. I want to win. For Ruby. Then let me help. Not as your wealthy girlfriend. As Ruby's what, exactly? As Ruby's almost stepmom, if you want to be. Valerie's heart soared. I want to be. Then help, please. Valerie hired the best family lawyer in the state. A woman who specialized in protecting children from manipulative parents. Your ex abandoned this child, the lawyer said to Noah. We're going to make sure the court understands that. But I need you to be honest with me about everything. Noah told her everything. The lawyer was ruthless. Documented every missed birthday, every ignored Christmas. Proved Noah's ex had never paid child support. Showed that her sudden interest coincided with hearing about Noah's wealthy girlfriend. She's after money, not motherhood, the lawyer argued in court. She heard Mr. Carter was dating someone successful and suddenly remembers she has a daughter. This is opportunism, not maternal instinct. The judge wasn't swayed immediately. Ordered supervised visitation. Ruby came home from the first visit in tears. She doesn't know anything about me. She asked what grade I'm in. I'm in first grade, Daddy. She should know that. I know, baby, I know. She asked if you were rich now. Because of Valerie. Is that why she came back? Noah and Valerie exchanged looks. Some people make bad choices, Valerie told Ruby, but you have people who love you. Focus on that. Do you love me? So much. Do you love Daddy? Yes. Then marry him, so we can be a real family and that mean lady can't take me away. Noah laughed despite the tension. It's not that simple, Ruby. Yes, it is. Valerie, do you want to marry Daddy? Ruby, Noah tried to intervene. But Valerie answered honestly. Yes, I do. Noah stared at her. Really? Really, when this is over, when Ruby is safe, ask me properly. I'll say yes. The court case took 3 months. The most stressful 3 months of Noah's life. But eventually the judge ruled. Ms. Carter abandoned her child for 4 years with no contact. While the court supports parental rights, they must be earned through consistent presence. I'm denying custody and limiting visitation to supervised visits twice a year. Mr. Carter retains full custody. Noah collapsed in relief. Outside the courtroom, he held Ruby. We won, baby. You're staying with me. And Valerie? And Valerie. That evening, after Ruby was asleep, Noah found Valerie on his balcony. Thank you for everything. The lawyer, the support, believing in us. Of course. I mean it. Without you, I might have lost her. You wouldn't have. You're an amazing father. But I'm glad I could help. Valerie, Ruby's question earlier about marriage, did you mean it? Every word. Good, because I have something to say. He got down on one knee. No ring, no fancy setup. Just honesty. Valerie Wynn, you walked into our lives on Christmas Eve and changed everything. You made Ruby believe in love again. You made me believe in partnership. You're brilliant and kind and the best person I know. Will you marry me? Yes, absolutely yes. They kissed and Valerie felt complete. 1 year after that first lonely Christmas, Valerie stood in her penthouse preparing for another holiday party. But this time, everything was different. The table was set for 6, not 12. Noah and Ruby, Valerie's brother who'd apologized for last year, Noah's sister visiting from Iowa, and 2 of Ruby's friends from school. Smaller guest list, bigger heart. Need help? Noah asked, coming up behind her. Just thinking about last year. How different everything was. Better or worse? Infinitely better. Ruby ran in, wearing a sparkly dress. Is it time for presents yet? After dinner, like always. But I want to give Valerie her present now. Let her wait, Noah said, winking at Valerie. They sat down to dinner. Simple food this time, Noah had cooked. Turkey, mashed potatoes, green beans. Nothing fancy, everything perfect. To family, Valerie toasted. The one we choose and the one we build. To family, everyone echoed. After dinner, Ruby dragged Valerie to the tree. My present first. She handed Valerie a wrapped box. Inside was a drawing. 3 people holding hands. Our family, Ruby explained. See? There's you and Daddy and me. We're all together. Valerie's eyes filled with tears. It's perfect, Ruby, thank you. And look. Ruby pointed to Valerie's hand in the drawing. I drew your ring. The one Daddy gave you. You're very observant. That's what Daddy says. It means I see stuff. Noah gave Valerie his present next. A small box. Inside a key. Key to my apartment? Valerie guessed. No. Key to our new house if you want to move in with us. Our new house? I sold some designs, got a good commission. Saved for months. Found a place that's ours. Not mine, not yours. Ours. Noah, you didn't have to. I wanted to. Wanted to give you something that wasn't about your money or my pride. Just us building something together. I love it. I love you. So you'll move in? Absolutely. Ruby cheered. Family house, family house. The guests left by 9 p.m. Just the 3 of them remained. Ruby asleep on the couch. Noah and Valerie cleaning up together. This was a good Christmas, Noah said. The best Christmas. Better than last year when we crashed your party. That was good too. But this is better. Because I'm not alone anymore. You're never going to be alone again. Part of promise. Promise. They moved into their new house in January. 3 bedrooms, a yard, a neighborhood with kids for Ruby to play with. Nothing like Valerie's penthouse. Everything like home. Valerie kept the penthouse as an office. Place to work when she needed quiet. But home was with Noah and Ruby. They married in March. Small ceremony, just family and close friends. Ruby as flower girl, taking her job very seriously. Do you, Valerie Wynn, take Noah Carter to be your husband? I do, completely. Do you, Noah Carter, take Valerie Wynn to be your wife? I do, forever. They kissed and Ruby cheered loudly. Now we're a real family. We were always a real family, Valerie told her. Now it's just official. At the reception, Valerie's brother approached. I'm sorry for last Christmas, for not showing up, for all the times I wasn't there. Thank you. You deserve happiness. I'm glad you found it. Me too. Valerie's parents hadn't come to the wedding. Sent a card with a check. For your future. She donated it to a charity for single parents. Felt good letting go. On their honeymoon, just a weekend at a cabin because Ruby was in school, they talked about the future. Kids? Noah asked, and do you want more? With you? Yes. How many? Let's start with one and see how it goes. They had a daughter 2 years later. Emma, who looked like Valerie but had Noah's gentle temperament. Ruby was an incredible big sister. I teach her things, Ruby explained to her friends. Important things like sharing and being kind. You're good at that, Valerie told her. I learned from you. 5 years after that first Christmas, they hosted another holiday party. This time in their house, bigger guest list, Noah's family, some of Valerie's co-workers, Ruby's friends, Emma's toddler chaos. Messy, loud, perfect. This is what I always wanted, Valerie said, watching the chaos. Messy Christmas with too many people? Family Christmas with exactly the right people. How did we get so lucky? You showed up when nobody else did. Gave me a reason to hope. You let us in when you could have stayed closed off. Best decision I ever made. Ruby ran over with Emma toddling behind. Mom, can we open presents now? Mom. Ruby had started calling her that last year. After dinner. But that's forever away. 30 minutes is not forever. It is when you're 7. After everyone left, their house was a disaster. Wrapping paper everywhere. Dishes in the sink. Toys scattered. Valerie loved it. 5 years ago, I was sitting alone in a perfect penthouse, she said. Now I'm standing in a messy house surrounded by family. Best trade ever. You sure? The penthouse was pretty nice. The penthouse was empty. This is full. I'll take full over perfect every time. Noah kissed her. Merry Christmas, Valerie. Merry Christmas to the man who saved mine. Emma grabbed both their legs, demanding attention. Ruby was singing loudly in her room. The house smelled like cookies and chaos. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Because nobody should be alone on Christmas. And thanks to a single dad who showed up when nobody else did, Valerie never would be again. If you believe that showing up is the greatest gift we can give, subscribe to Solo Parent Stories for more tales of love built from simple acts of presence.